And the second question is, why do you want to study in Taiwan? Do you like Taiwanese education?
For me, I would like to study in Taiwan because I wanted to learn Chinese, because this is a very important language in Europe. And I think that what is really interesting in Taiwan for the Taiwanese scholar system is that we are more free. We have some more free time compared to the French one, and we can be more focused on what we want to do and what we want to learn. I think this is better in somehow.
In these years, when you study in Taiwan, what is the difference of learning styles do you find between Taiwanese college students and French college students? For example, Taiwanese students like thumbing their phones when the professor is giving a lecture.
In France, for to check the phone, etc., or to play some games on the phone, in France it's forbidden. If we do this in class, the teacher first they can say to us, please put your phone back into your school bag. And if we don't do it, or if we do it and then later to the same class we are still checking the phone, or even just to check what time it is. In France, the teacher, they can even come to take our phone to put it into into their desk, and until the end of the class, we are not allowed to use our phone. Or sometimes they can even say to us to leave the class, and to leave the class not only for the class, but sometimes even for all the semester. And because in France, the scholar system, like the further education, is a bit different. Like we have to attend to a lot of courses, but most of the courses are not optional; they're required courses. So it means that for the courses we are when we were asked to leave the class, it means that we also cannot pass the semester, even if we get a good grade for all of the other disciplines, we cannot pass the semester. So for this is a big difference. And also for the teaching style, in France they are more focused on teaching like a big block of content, and we need to learn it and to rephrase it or to explain it into the final test or into the midterm, or we need to use this content to make complete analysis. But compared to Taiwan, in Taiwan it's more the students, they come in class, they listen to the class, and sometimes they don't even write anything on the paper. So this is a big difference, we can say.
So I want to ask another question. In Taiwan, a lot of students they just listen, and then when the professor asking a question, the students seldom reply to the professor because maybe Taiwanese students are shy, or I think because I'm a student, my feeling is that maybe students are afraid of speaking something wrong, or they are afraid of being criticized by the professor. So compared to Taiwan, does it happen in France?
In France, I think for this is also totally the opposite, because if a teacher in France or even in another country in Europe, if the teacher asks a question, we don't answer to it, this is kind of this could be seen as or perceived as being impolite. So it means that if the teacher asks a question, we need to answer to it. Or if during a class, I can maybe even enlarge your question if during a class all of the students they didn't ask something to the teacher can be kind of frustrated from this, and sometimes at the end of the class he's thinking that the student they didn't listen to him or didn't learn anything from his class. So that's why we are in somehow we can perceive it as forced to answer or forced to interact. But I think this is not really forced. It's like more natural. Like if we have questions, we will ask this. Even if the teacher is explaining something, we can just raise up the hands and just ask something, or just to ask the teacher if we didn't understand something perfectly.
So French students, they don't be afraid of speaking something to teacher.
No.
Okay, so I think it's the big difference between Taiwan and France. And the next question is, recently Taiwan is promoting bilingual education, and most of the students in Taiwan are required to learn English. Also, English is the must-take subject no matter where you go to senior high, college, or other public tests and etc. Could you describe the language education in France?